Hey, this is Jeff Schneider with Marketing Ninjas. Let me ask you a question. What if I told you that within the next 3 to 5 years, your business would no longer exist unless you got engaged in social media? That's a pretty bold statement, and if you're like most people, you're probably pretty skeptical. You're probably thinking I'm a little bit of a lunatic and wondering, what kind of Kool-Aid I drank. But before you write me off and before you click away from this page, give me a moment to share some insight with you and to share some statistics that allow me to back up this bold statement that I've made. See, we live in a very rapidly changing world. Our society has gone social, our society has gone digital, and the traditional forms of advertising that most businesses rely on aren't effective anymore. Now, here's some interesting stats for you. 24 of the 25 largest newspapers are reporting record-breaking declines in circulation. New York Times has actually gone on public record stating that in the foreseeable future they will no longer have a print publication. And that's a huge, huge statement to make publicly. Less than 18% of traditional TV advertising is effective. And the reason for that is that 90% of people have a PVR, which I'm guilty of, and we fast forward through commercials. The world that we live in is changing so rapidly. Less than 14% of people believe advertisements, yet 78% of people believe and trust what their friends and their peers have to say about a product or a service or a business or a brand. Billboards. I have clients that invest thousands of dollars every month in billboards, and the reality is that they don't work anymore. People are texting and driving. They're not even watching the roads when they drive, let alone the billboards. Yellow pages. Nobody uses the yellow pages anymore. 97% of people, when they need to find a product or a service, they go online. They go to Google. If you've heard any of the Yellow Page advertising lately, they're advertising and promoting themselves as Canada's #1 internet company. Even they recognize the trend. So the reason why I say that within 3 to 5 years your business won't exist if you're in social media is really simple. Let's say you have a bricks and mortar business, a local business with local clients, and one of those customers comes in and they go into your store, and let's say they have a bad experience. Heaven forbid they have a terrible experience. They can walk out their door, they can walk out your front door, and within 30 seconds, with a smartphone, they can tell 500 people about that experience. Now the reverse is true. If they have an amazing experience, they can also tell 500 people, and that's what we want, right? A lot of local businesses rely on foot traffic and word-of-mouth advertising. Social media is a game changer. It's completely changing the way that we interact as a society. Experts are saying that social media is going to have a bigger impact on society than the printing press did. That we all know the impact of the printing press on the world that we live in. It's huge. So we're going through this really, really big shift. And the reality is that social media it's not just a change in the way that we interact with people, it's a completely new way that we communicate with one another. The big thing to realize is that social media is a leverage tool. And it can be leveraged for bad or it can be leveraged for good. And it's up to us as a business owner to stay in the forefront of our prospect's mind, of our customer's mind, and do whatever we can to stay on the positive sides, keep our reputation on the positive side of the scale. It's the reason why I'm so excited about social media, and the reason why I think everybody needs to get involved with it is simply from the size and how fast it's taking off. If you look at something like radio, it took radio, I think it was 18 years for it to reach 1 million people. It took Facebook 1 year to get 200 million accounts. Right now there's over 600 million active users on Facebook. And an active user is a user that signs in at least once a month. And of those 600 million users, 300 million of them log in every single day. And they spend on average 30 to 40 minutes online. I mean, for most people, they don't even put that kind of effort into staying in good physical condition. They don't even put that much effort into their health. That's how much time people are spending on Facebook. 1 in every 9 people on the planet has a Facebook profile. And traditionally speaking, marketing and advertising dollars go where the eyeballs are. So if that's where the eyeballs are, it only makes sense that we should be promoting and building awareness around our business in these networks. It's so big, and it blows my mind. And there's so many more statistics that I can share with you that talk about, how big of an impact social media is going to make on society. And I strongly believe that, businesses have always feared bad press, but the reality is that social media has made everybody a publisher. Every single person that you interact with in your business can do good for your business or can do a lot of damage to your business. And so it's so important for business owners to understand social media and to get involved and to engage it and start monitoring their reputation online and doing whatever they can to influence that, providing a lot of value for their online community and building relationships and building rapport and building trust and providing good content and good value and starting to establish themselves as an expert in their field or an authority in their field. These kinds of activities are just so important right now. And another interesting stat that many people don't know is that Ford Motor Company spends 25% of their monthly or their marketing budget on digital and social media. But did you know that they're the only U.S. automaker that didn't take a government loan? And James Farley, he's the chief marketing officer of Ford, said, you can't just tell people. You got to get the people to tell other people. I mean, he really gets it. He really understands social media. Anyway, the reason for this video is I just wanted to open your eyes a little bit to, what's going on with social media and what kind of an impact it's having on business and what kind of impact it's having on the world. And if you have the opportunity, I do free presentations on a fairly regular basis in and around the Edmonton area. And so I strongly encourage you to connect with me and find out when I'm doing a presentation. I get a lot of people, I always get really great reviews. People say that I have a lot of great information to share. The reason for this video is I wanted to let you know that I have an in-depth, hands-on, soup to nuts, beginners social media workshop coming up very soon. It starts on Wednesday, April 27th. I have 2 sessions running. It's done in partnership now with the University of Alberta. It's a continuing education course. And there's an afternoon session that runs from 1 until 4, and then an evening session that runs from 6 until 9. And it runs for 4 weeks in a row. And during the basic course, I'm going to walk you through creating a profile and learning how to use the top 4 social networks. That's Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So those are the only 4 that I recommend people focus on and concentrate on because they're the big boys, right? Those are the ones where they're not going anywhere. So I have that basic workshop coming up. I also have an advanced workshop starting June the 1st. It's Wednesdays again, 4 Wednesdays in a row. Again, 1 to 4 p.m. and 6 to 9 p.m. And that's where we're going to dive into marketing. So I'm going to teach you about the fundamentals of how to engage your community, how to increase engagement and get people talking and get people communicating with you, and how to build a large, loyal following, and show you some awesome strategies and tactics to really ramp up your online community and your online engagement, and show you how to translate that into bottom line profits and dollars. So the advanced course, again, we talk about Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. I teach you a lot about the fundamentals. And the fundamentals are the main thing that you need to understand, because if strategies and tactics that you're using end up failing, you only have the fundamentals to fall back on. So that's really, really important to have that foundation. And then the last thing I teach in my advanced course is a lot of I like to call them social media power tools. So there's a lot of different tools and a lot of different things that you can use out there that will help save a lot of time. It will help you with some automation, and really help you use these tools to your benefit greatly for your business. So there's more information. If you just scan below this video, scan down, you'll see, the listing of when the courses are. There's links down there to register. There's 3 different ways that you can register for the workshop. You can register online if you like, or there's a fax form that you can print off and fill out and fax in, or if you want, you can call me or call us, and we can process a payment for you and register you online or over the phone. And then below, underneath the courses, you'll also see that there's a link to more details. So it'll tell you specifically what we're covering in each one of the different modules that we're teaching. So I just want to encourage you to check that out. If it's something that resonates with you, that's awesome. I'd be really, really happy to have you in my class. My graduates are seeing some amazing results. Out of my last class, one of my students had a vacant office that he'd been sitting on forever in his business. And within 1 hour, with one of the tactics I showed him, he managed to rent it out. Another one of my students had a contest, a photo contest. He owns a tire company, and they had Edmonton's worst pothole contest. And they gave away a 32-inch LCD TV. And he got a ton of engagement. On top of that, he also got a ton of traditional media exposure. He had journalists and reporters that were coming and talking to him about his contest, and they spun that into a segment on how bad the roads are in Edmonton. He got thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of exposure from a little bit of creativity and an online promotion that didn't cost him any money. Well, I shouldn't say it didn't cost me any money. He had to give away a 32-inch LCD TV, but that's pretty minimal cost for the amount of exposure that he got. I have students that, another one of my students owns the Italian Center shop in Edmonton here. Some of you probably are familiar with it. And she was very standoffish to social media. And after taking my course, she's addicted to Twitter, addicted to Facebook, and starting to see results in her business. I have other students that are posting videos nonstop about their business. Really exciting, great videos to watch, and just really showcase their business and what they do. So if this kind of information is resonating with you, that's awesome. Definitely check out the workshops below. If you have questions, feel free to give me a call. I'm happy to answer any questions you have. If you're skeptical about things, give me a call. Let's talk about it. Reach out to me. For any business, I think they need to be on social media. But for some people, it may not be a fit. For others, it might be. And I'll be very real with you. I'll be very upfront and honest with you. And if you talk to me and tell me about what some of your objectives are, if I don't think that the course is a fit, I'll just tell you that. Because my main goal is to have students in my class that are going to participate, that are going to do the work, and walk through this program, this process with us online and get results. I'm very confident in the materials that I teach, and all of my courses have a 100% money back guarantee. So you can take my entire course, the whole 4 weeks, and on the last minute, on the last day, if you're not satisfied, you tell me, and I will cut you a check and give you a refund. You get to keep all the course materials. You get to keep all the knowledge you've taken. You get to keep all of the network profiles that you've created and whatnot. Every course that I do, I have the same guarantee, and I haven't given out a refund yet. Knock on wood. But I haven't given out a refund yet. And I think that just speaks volumes about the material that I teach, the methods that I teach. And so thanks very much for checking out this video. Take a look at my blog. I got more information coming out all the time about different things that are going on, and connect with me online. Hope you have a great one. Take care.